What is going up, guys, and welcome to a brand new series, the second series of SDMN FC. This is one of my favourite series that I did, and it was actually over a year ago that I actually did, so I apologise for how long it's taken me to do a second series. But yeah, we are back, and it is on FIFA 17 this year, not FIFA 16, and you might notice we're with a different club. Last year on career I did it with Watford. This year it is with West Ham United, and there's a reason for that. A couple of players in the team are West Ham fans, and quite a few of them actually live very close to West Ham's new stadium, the London Stadium in Stratford in the Olympic Park. And I haven't really done much with West Ham on this FIFA, so I thought it might be a good option to do it. So we're going to be looking at the team, and there is actually a few changes to last year's team to this year's. At centre back, you might notice that I have actually brought in Spencer Owen. Like everyone knows Spencer, he is a massive West Ham fan, and I thought it'd be nice to bring him in. Harry does unfortunately go to right back, but Harry is a centre back. I've made him, so him, Calfreezy or Spencer can actually switch it up. I have to keep moving my thing, otherwise it'll go into the weird like screensaver on FIFA where it's just a yellow stadium, which I've never really liked. The other thing you might notice is last year we put Vic as cam and Simon as centre mid, swapped them around, but you can't see their names for left forward and right forward, but it is indeed Manny on the right again and Toby on the left. And last season we did 4-3-3 attack, so a cam as usual and two wide players. Now they're actual left forwards and right forwards, so it's more central. Still got the main man KSI up front by himself, and their ratings seem alright. Obviously Vic being the lowest because he doesn't actually play football like properly. And with the rest of the West Ham team, I've already done the liberty of transfer listing a lot of players, but now let's actually start this proper in today's episode, the first episode of SDMN FC Season 2. Blah, 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 don't need to know that. But one thing they have introduced this season is the objectives. So let's have a look. Sign to at least 2 players under 20 years of age with potential greater than the overall rating of players currently in the same position. Okay, that's going to be easy enough. And sign 4 players from the youth academy, goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, forward. That's fine. I've actually already hired some youth scouts, so that's already taken care of. Sign 1 crucial first team player to a forward position. That's actually key because I wanted to actually bring in a striker, so that's fine. Gain shirt sales is easy. Reach the final Europa League, so that's something that's different in this season at SDMN FC. Already in first season we are in Europe. Obviously it's a Europa League compared to the Champions League, but it's still fine. It is West Ham United. Finish in the Euro League spot, reach the last 16 FA Cup, win the finish in top 4 after within 2 seasons. Oh, that should be fine. So like I've already said, I've already taken the liberty of listing up quite a lot of the West Ham players that I just don't think will get even a look in. Also, I've actually put in some inquiries for some players, so we can speed up this first episode and get to the first game, which I believe is away to Chelsea, who in obviously real life are doing sick. Yeah, it is. It's a Monday night game, so we are hoping to play just that game today, and then from next episode we're going to be playing 2 games each episode. And I can't really say how consistent this series is going to be because I don't know myself, but hopefully we are quite consistent. So I've actually put in inquiries for these 3 players, and this is the player that I want as the backup striker to KSI. The problem is, because I've made these players and put them in a West Ham team, the team is actually full right now, so we'll have to wait for players to leave before signing, which is fine. It means we're progressing. So, one thing I also remembered to do is offer a contract to everyone, because when you make a player and put them into a team, start career, they're on 1-year contract. So I've made sure that I've given them all a new 4-year contract, so they've got 5 years on the deal. Calix, that's 1. Spencer 2. Bez 3. Yes, of course I want. He declined it. Oh, that's weird. Right, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why did Bazing? Wait, actually, it probably did say. Oh, you would like a greater role at the club. Okay. Where is he? There he is. He actually wants a greater role at the club. Obviously, being a West Ham fan, I'm happy to give him that. I'm happy to give him crucial status at the football club. Obviously, we can't really go for these players at the moment because no one has left. But Harry is actually declined as well. I'm guessing yes, he wants a new deal where he wants to be a crucial player. Is there a reason why Calfreezy did? I'm guessing he rejected it as well. I'm guessing so. I'm just gonna go on instinct and probably say that is probably the case. All right, no, it's Harry that I need to give it to. He wants a 45k wage a week, which is fine. We've got plenty of wages, got plenty of budget, in fact. But yeah, basically this episode is obviously just to get into the swing of things again. But before the Chelsea game, I will be showing every player's faces, and this year I would say there's a few that I really like, but there is actually a few that are a letdown. Because remember last season, the two that I was mainly really proud of, Manny, what you doing, Manny? One thing that I do remember is Bazinga's or Ethan's face was amazing. I honestly thought it was honestly sick. Anyone else I want to give a contract to? Arbelo and Adrian, I'm actually hoping that they leave. Actually no, Arbelo has just joined, so he will be staying, but I'm not going to offer him a new contract. Maybe at January I might, but for now there is no need. But yeah, like Bazinga's was fine, and KSI's face I was really happy with. Right, who's leaving? Mark Noble, I did list you. Looks like a move to Liverpool might be on the cards, which is fine. Obviously I'm not going to be selling any of the players that I've actually brought in, any of the sidemen and friends. Obviously Manny, Spencer, Calix and Calfreezy are obviously not in the sidemen, but obviously are in this team because they play football quite a bit with the sidemen. Well, actually no, Spencer doesn't really, but he was in the sidemen team that beat the YouTube All-Stars at St Mary's. I was actually going to do it with Southampton, but I'm not a big fan of the kits actually this season for Southampton, and I thought I want to be someone different. I might want that European competition, so I thought, you know what, West Ham, I haven't played with them really at all on this FIFA, even though they've got their brand new London stadium, like I've already said. Andy Carroll, you can go. So yeah, at the moment I'm just chit-chatting with you guys, just waiting for people to sell so we can actually hopefully bring these players in who will be the long term. Like, I know that Jack Rose is a young keeper, so he'll be happy to be on the bench and be an understudy to Calix in goal. So it looks like two people are sold there. So Andy Carroll has gone to Mainz, Adrian has gone to Everton. I don't know what happened to Mark Noble. I'm going to have to delete them out of the system right now and go on to the shortlist. So Jack Rose, they wanted 250,000. You know what, I'm happy to give that. It's only £250,000. That's really good value in my eyes. He's 21, so I need to get players under 20, and one player that I really do like on the FIFA, I just think he's really, really good. You know what, I'm honestly happy to give, actually, I'm going to give 2.5 million for Joe Gomez, so it counts as one of those players that we need that is under 20, and we need to get a crucial player up front. And for some reason, I really like the feel of Solomon Rondon in this FIFA. I do actually think he's a very, very good talent. Well, those stats are actually decent, like that strength is perfect, and I think he is going to be the same sort of mould as KSI, so big and strong, got a bit about him, got a good header on him, so I'm happy to have that, because I want to have two strikers that are quite the same, you know, so I have to get used to them. So we're going to give Joe Gomez a squad rotation player, and I think he'll be definitely happy with that. And we'll give Jack, you know what, I'll give him 3.5k just to make it a bit more simple. Give him a 5-year deal and give him a sporadic first team player. That means that he won't really ask for much football. It means Calix can play that quite well. But players that I'm trying to keep at West Ham include Lanzini. I think Lanzini is a fantastic player, and you've got to remember we're playing a lot more games in this season with the sidemen, because obviously there's Europe, there's the league, and there's the two cup competitions domestically. So that's something that we're going to keep in mind. So we've got Joe Gomez, who counts as one of the under-20s, and then unfortunately Jack Rose is 21, but he's a good backup, so it means I can put them on the bench. Actually, I don't think I'm going to put Gomez on the bench. He's just like a backup, just in case we need him. So Jack Rose, I don't think is going to stay as number 16. I am happy to give him number 13, and it looks like Joe Gomez was given a number 13. Where is he? There he is. 29. No, I want to give him number 12, because I just saw Faguli had been given that, and that means Faguli is now number 16, which is actually fine. And let's just quickly change Randolph out and put Rose there, and let's put Gomez a bit further up so we know he's there. So the last player that we want to get really is Rondon, and then I think we just need like one young player, which I already have a good idea of who I want as that young player. I'm sorry if this is just turning into a normal career right now, but once the game started, then you'll know it's definitely the Sidemen. Well, at least I hope so. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything to do with the players' faces at the moment. There are a couple that I believe look pretty good, to be fair, and there's some that I'm not really happy with, but we'll definitely persevere, it would be the good word. To be fair, we're nearly up to the first game already. I don't know how long we've been going already. I don't want this to be the longest episode ever. So one thing we need to do is make sure that he is on a crucial first team player. The one thing though I am worried about is that Rondon is going to be unhappy if he doesn't get game time, but he should play a lot of games, I would have thought. Right. Oh, there's already a scout report for youngsters. All we need to do is sign right, there's a goalkeeper, so let's just sign him. Looks like a defender, looks like a midfielder, looks like an attacker. You know, I'm just signing everyone right now. What I did was sign yes, we've already completed that, that's spot on. So I'm just going to sign everyone at this stage, which is fine. Oh, one more. Yeah, so we've already completed that, so it actually doesn't mean, it means we don't actually have to sign youth players. One thing that I did last year, which I'm not going to do this year in the second season, is I'm not going to do the training. I want them to progress naturally, and what I mean by that is like their stats will go up if they're playing well, and hopefully none of them get injured, because I remember in what I think the second or third episode of the first series we actually lost someone to injury, and I believe it was Simon. So look, already we've done great work by completing as many of the objectives as we can. And one thing I am going to do is kit numbers. I want him to be number 20 if possible. Ooh, Ayu is a player that I'm actually wanting to be using, so number 19 could be quite a cool number. Let's try number 19. Yeah, Collins is at the moment, but he can come out. And one thing I do want to do is just edit Rondon up, because I found a way to make him look absolutely sick. You give him a tight kit and you give him black gloves, and look how cool Rondon looks on this FIFA. Yep, this is Sidemen Season 2, and yet I'm talking about Solomon Rondon and how cool he looks on this game. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, like, I think we are done. Oh, actually, one more thing. I need to actually put Rondon on the bench, and then we are ready for the start of the Premier League season. And here we are, the first game of the season, and it couldn't have got much worse, to be fair. We're away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, who in real life are smashing this league season, but we are going to do our best. We are the Sidemen, we are also West Ham, and we are ready to go. And we are going to start with looking at the players' faces, and when I was making Calix in the screen it actually looked a bit like him, but it looks like in game it doesn't look like him too much. But I do believe it's definitely an improvement from last year's. I didn't really put too much effort in, but it's not too bad. If you can see a likeness, then leave a comment. Actually, yeah, leave a comment of the players you think actually look a bit like them, and I'm just going to go through them. So we do have Calix in goal. We have Harry at right back, and obviously last year I went for a bit of a longer hair. With this one it's a bit shorter, and it's not the worst ever. I think it looks better than last year's, so let's move on with his nice yellow and orange boots, which he does have in real life, I believe them, or a variant of those, same colours though. Then we have Spencer, and I had to give him number 6. Like, it's number he wears for #United, and it's also his like idol was, well, even though he didn't see him, was Bobby Moore. So there's like an affinity with that number for Spencer, and I'm glad to have him in the team. Next to him we have Cal Freezy, who isn't too bad. I can see bits of him in it, but it's not the greatest. Right, obviously in FIFA 16, Ethan did actually look quite good. In this one, less so, but it's not the worst thing ever. He carries on with the number 3 shirt. I think he wore number 15 in the Sidemen match, but I wanted to stick with him from last year. Then we have Vic in centre mid, and I think it's about the same as last year. Maybe last year was a slightly better, but he is playing the centre mid role alongside... Oh no, I'm going to leave Simon to last because I'm actually quite proud of Simon's. The problem with when you create players on FIFA is the beards aren't beardy enough. And this is the biggest beard, and yet it's nothing compared to Josh's. But he... resumes in that centre mid role, number 8 this year. Then we have Manny on the right hand side. The hair isn't as tall and I don't think the face is quite right. Then we go across over to the other side, and we've got Toby, who I actually think Toby looks better than last year's one, despite I thought last year's looked pretty good. But he is our number 10 on the left hand side, and KSI's isn't like amazing. I think last year's is better, but I honestly think you can see bits of his face in this year. Like, I think it's not the worst ever, and like he's like a big bulky player. He's got muscles, he's got tight shirts, he looks pretty cool. But now this one I am really proud of, and that is Simon's. Last year I was disappointed with Simons because he played very well throughout the whole season, but I really like how Simon looks in this game. I think it looks quite fine from that angle. I think that looks fine. So without further ado, let's actually get into the match. Ball over the top from Josh to Toby. He releases him. Can he get an early ball in to KSI? Oh, first early chance, and it was headed away for a corner. Yes, I made the manager black. What of it? Ball comes in. Simon, it's it. It's it again. Oh my God, the first goal has gone in, and it is the captain, Simon Miniminter. Yep, we know the name. I just said it, but well done, Simon. Gets the ball, hits it left foot, comes back off Courtois, hits it again, bottom corner, 1-0. Good ball from Simon. Vic, oh, he just gets muscled out. I'm sorry, Vic. I'm trying to do you justice here, but let's be honest, you don't play football, so unlucky. Oh, Hazard is a menace. Spencer tries to get it. Matic has missed. I thought there was a certain goal. Like, Hazard just had the run on Spencer, puts in a lovely ball, and I thought it was Diego Costa first of all. But what is Matic doing? Missing from there. Disappointing from Bez. Oh, here we go. Fabregas has equalised. Spencer came sliding in, try and block the shot, but it is a very good shot from Fabregas. Yeah, it's just Chelsea, and oh, Spencer was so close. Unlucky from Calix in goal, beaten at his near post. 1-0. Vic, what you got? Vic, what you got, lad? What you got, lad? Toby hits it left foot. Oh, good shot, but good save by Courtois, equal to it. And there we are, half time. Not too much action after Chelsea scored, but a very close game. we started brilliantly through Simon's goal, first goal in the new series, which I'm still so pumped about. But Fabregas equalised quite nicely, and Chelsea probably deserved to be 1-0 at half time. But yes, on to the second half. Spell up the play. We'll take a corner. Oh, actually, don't even go out for a corner. That wasn't the best of challenge. I don't know who that was. Oh, and neither was that. That's dirty by Hazard. It looks like Hazard's going to get a yellow card, but I don't know if whoever got the first one is going to. I don't think so. Oh no, Vic did. Vic definitely got a yellow card. One thing I am going to do, which I think will actually shape the balance in our favour, is because Vic has got that yellow card now, which I am worried about him, he might get sent off. I'm going to bring on Lanzini and put him in camp, and then just bring Simon back into his centre mid role. And is there anyone else I want to bring on? Antonio could be a good call. Manny hasn't been doing too much. You know what, Manny, you're going to come off, and Antonio's going to come on. So let's see how we do with that.
20 minutes of the 90s.
God, I saw that ball through. Toby, you've got the pace to get away, but what can you do? See JJ in the middle. Wait, ref! Toby's still up. No, it was not the best pass ever. I thought that should have been a penalty. We are going to press for the winner, but oh, Bez, that's beautiful. Toby is running. Gets it across. Oh, Antonio just can't do anything with it. And there is the full-time whistle. Not the start we would have wanted. We would have loved to get a win, but we've got to remember we are away to Chelsea, and 1-0 isn't actually the worst. Great start, like I've already said, from Simon getting the first goal of the series, but Chelsea probably deserved a draw overall. I wanted to see a bit more of KSI, and I'm sure as the season goes on he'll get his goals and he'll be a boss, but not too bad. But yeah, let's go back to the hub and just let's summarise. So here we are back in the career hub. I never really came up with a name for it last season, but we're going to call it the hub. And as you see, we're 14th in the league. Oops, didn't mean to go that far. But yeah, we are 14th in the league after one game. Got a point, which isn't the worst. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up the first episode of SDMN FC Series 2 here on FIFA 17. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I can record some episodes and keep it consistent, but obviously it'll come out when it comes out. But until next time, guys, goodbye.